Hey, it's Kamori, and today we're going to be making Annie's jacket from Splatoon. For the sweatshirt pattern, we're going to be using McCall's 4261, and we're going to be cutting the pattern pieces for view A out, and the material that I'm using is this kind of obnoxiously neon yellowy green highlighter color sweatshirt fleece that I got at Joann's quite a long time ago. I'm not sure if this is still in production, but you could always use a fleece for this instead, and instead of painting the designs on, you could applique them on as well. So that's another way you could make this costume. For the designs on Annie's jacket, to save myself a little bit of time, I made some stamps for the fabric paint. So I started by just drawing the designs onto some scrap paper, cutting them out, transferring that to some craft foam, and then for the handle of the stamp I just took some empty spools that I had left over and hot glued them onto the foam. For the paint, I mixed some acrylic paint with some textile medium in a pie pan, and then used the stamp to stamp the fabric, and then used a paintbrush to fill in any places where the paint wasn't quite as thick. Once the paint has dried, we're going to take our sweatshirt pieces and zigzag along the edges to keep them from fraying. Then we're going to take the pocket pieces and hem along the side and all the way around. We're going to leave the bottom edge just as it is because that's going to be taken up in the bottom seam, so we really don't have to worry about that. Next, we're going to position the pocket onto the front of the jacket and sew it together all along the edge, leaving the opening of the pocket open. Sew the front of the jacket to the back along the shoulder seams and along the side seams. Having all of the paint on the fabric made it a little stiff, so I went ahead and top stitched along the seams to keep everything in place. Putting right sides together, sew the bottom portion of the jacket together along the center back seam. Sew the bottom portion onto the bottom of the jacket. Now the directions call for folding this piece in half before sewing it on. However, the jacket was a bit short and I wanted to make it a little bit longer, so I did not fold it in half. So instead we're going to sew it on there, and then we're going to hem the bottom. Moving on to the hood, we're going to put right sides together and sew it together along the center back seam. Then sew the hood to the neckline of the jacket. Putting right sides together, sew both halves of a separating zipper onto the front sides of the jacket. Then we're going to fold the edge over and top stitch the zipper into place, and we're also going to continue up and hem the hood, then go back down the zipper on the other side. And this is what the jacket looks like so far. All that's left is to add the sleeves. Take the base sleeve piece and fold it in half. Then we're going to sew it together along the side. To make the cuff, fold the cuff piece in half and sew it together along the side. Then we're going to fold it the opposite direction and sew along the top to keep everything together. Sew the cuffs onto the sleeves and then sew the sleeves onto the base sweater. And with that, Annie's jacket is done. For more tutorials on how to make the rest of the costume, please subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.